Good night. Thank you very much for the introduction. Allow me to add my congratulations to the students, the EMTs and paramedics for graduating this evening. And also my thanks to all the family and friends who stand behind them and support. I'm sure they would want to say the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen of this spring 2013 class, I want you to just pause for just a brief moment and contemplate what you are committing yourselves to from this day forward. Because now, and for the rest of your life, you will never really be off duty. The medical assessment and life-saving skills that you are graduating with today are with you whether you're in uniform and on the clock or enjoying a day off with your family. On duty, of course, you're legally obligated to respond to someone in need. But off duty, you are ethically bound by your commitment to relieve suffering and save life when given that privilege. I'm reminded by a character on the old 1960s sitcom, The Andy Griffith Show. Don Knotts played a deputy named Barney Fife. You ever remember, but yeah, some of you remember Barney. Of course, these kids never saw that show originally, but watch Nickelodeon? Yes, okay. You see reruns of The Andy Griffith Show, Barney? In several episodes, Deputy Fife races to the aid of people in trouble, even when he's not at work. And when Sheriff Taylor commends him for responding, off the clock, Barney proudly proclaims, of course, in my best Don Knotts impersonation here, well, is a lawman ever really off duty? How was that? Was that all right? And so should the dedication be for each EMT and paramedic graduating this evening. You're never really off duty. This kind of selfless heroism was seen for the entire world to see earlier this month in Boston. You know, the bombs at the Boston Marathon were designed to maim and kill, and they did. 3 people died within seconds of that blast, and almost 200 people were seriously injured. Seriously injured hardly describes what we all saw. Limbs blown off, arteries severed, broken bones, flesh torn by shrapnel. But here's the cool thing. It now appears that every one of the wounded alive, when rescuers reach them, are going to survive. And medically speaking, it really is kind of a miracle. Now, we've seen injuries like this in wartime, in the battlefields of war, but not like in cities like Boston. Medical personnel were manning the runner's first aid tent. They were already there, and they swiftly converted it into a mass casualty triage unit. Emergency medical teams from around the city mobilized and resuscitated the injured, and somehow got almost 200 people dispersed to 8 different hospitals, all in the first hour or so of the blast. It was amazing. In fact, here's a really cool statistic. The first person that went to surgery, it was a patient who was in shock and hemorrhaging quite a bit, was in the operating room by 3:25 Boston time, which is just about 35 minutes after the blast. Do you think that could have happened without EMS? The rest followed one after the other, spaced apart just by minutes, and one ER doctor was quoted as saying that he had never heard so many ambulance sirens in his life, all at once. Hospitals never really had to call anyone either. Hundreds of medical staff, including EMTs and paramedics, immediately began treatment and triage on that scene, or They reported for duty as soon as they saw what happened on them. They wanted to help, and they knew how. In a post 9/11 world, and after 10 years of war in Iraq and Afghanistan, we've learned and we've adapted to this new reality. And as one writer put it, quote, "This is not cause for either celebration or satisfaction. That we have come to this state of existence is a great sadness, but it is our great fortune." Unquote. So graduates, we live in a world where people want to kill us just because we're Americans, just because we're free, just because we exist. There will be, unfortunately, more Bostons. There will be more opportunities for each of you to rise to the occasion and care for fellow human beings in need. Next month is National EMS Week, and the theme is one mission, one team. I have no doubt that should the unthinkable occur again, that you too will act in unity as a single team in one mission to save lives. So thank you, congratulations, and be safe. And may you always remain true to your commitment to serving others in times of need. Thank you.
If I could have Monroe, Yancey, Dan Kevin, and Alex Reichert to the podium, please. Graduates, you're about to take an oath. Pay attention to the words that you're going to be repeating. They're impactful.
Everybody got one? Alright. If you guys could all stand and raise your right hand. And please repeat after me. Be it pledged as an EMS professional. I will honor the physical and judicial laws of God and man. I will follow that regimen which, according to my ability and judgment, I consider for the benefit of patients, and abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous. Nor shall I suggest any such counsel. Into whatever homes I may enter, I will go into them for the benefit of only the sick and injured. Never revealing what I see or hear in the lives of men unless required by law.
I shall also share my medical knowledge with those who may benefit from what I have learned. I will serve unselfishly and continuously in order to help make a better world for all mankind.
While I continue to keep this oath unviolated, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and practice of the art respected by all men. In all times should I trespass or violate this oath, May the reverse be my law.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right, I've just got a few things to say before we get started for June graduation. We'll start with the EMTs first, but just a few things I'd like to say. I actually got to teach the EMTs this semester with Janie's help. But members of the faculty, parents, guests, graduates, have no fear. I know on a day like today, when full of such excitement, the one thing that you want out of somebody speaking is revenue. I will not fail you in that respect. There are exactly 41 sentences of what I have to say to you tonight. 4 of them I've already completed by the time I finish this sentence. It's going to take me about 6 minutes to finish all of that. And I must tell you that that kind of economy was really hard to come by, because I plan on dazzling you a little bit with my wits. And maybe even performing a little bit for you. Big one. Pay no attention to what's behind the curtain. Having said that, though, I know that no matter how short I make what I'm going to say to you guys, chances are it's really not going to matter in the scheme of things. Sure, I may be able to provide you some insight into where you guys are going to go as EMTs and paramedics, but I'm pretty sure that after several months, or for some of you, several hours maybe, you probably won't even remember what I had to say here tonight. I know, for instance, I personally don't remember anything about my high school graduation, college graduation, or my paramedic graduation, except for my best friend who was sitting next to me with his head in his hands, just fell out of his chair. I only woke up when he hit the linoleum floor in the auditorium, which was pretty funny. But I don't remember anything that anybody said for that whole hour that I was there. But regardless, I'm still going to try. I got a few words of advice that I want to give you guys before we leave. So I can only hope that you guys are victorious in the oncoming battle you're going to have with narcolepsy, which is falling asleep. Once I sat where you guys weren't out, thinking that I had learned everything that there was to learn from school, and I had that feeling of anxiety that was soon to follow with the responsibility that I had. I remembered anatomy and physiology. I remember the hardened seats in class that made me develop a flat posterior. This is past tense, this is long gone. But I also remember the clinicals, learning drug calculations in school, and my favorite preceptor on my clinical, who would always be giving me a barrage of questions to better my knowledge. I remember that if I got something right, I got a gummy bear. If I got it wrong, I had a toy hammer whack on the head. But, I remember that if I actually called 911 right now, it'd me. That's pretty crazy. There is no 911 for 911 to call. But for that reason alone, most people can't do what you guys are preparing to do and prepared to do. But I want to let you in on a little secret. The people who are here tonight behind you to support you, they're your 911. When the rigorous job that you guys have signed up to do gets to you, it's all the people behind you, your family and friends, that are going to be the ones there to help you. And let them. Don't forget the important people and the things in your lives now that you have so many other lives resting in your capable hands. And I'd like to take a minute just to illustrate exactly what I'm talking about. I want you guys to imagine for just a second that this jar is your life. These ping pong balls, these are the big things in your life that matter. Your family, your friends, your health, your spouse. These pebbles here. Oh, forgot something there. Basically, these golf balls are, if anything else in your life was missing and all you had were these, your life would still be full. Yeah. Then you have your pebbles here. These are important things, but they're not the best. So maybe your car, your job, your house. And then the sand over here, this is all the small stuff. That's all the stuff you don't have to worry about. Now, if I put the sand in this jar of life first, there wouldn't be any room for the ping pong balls, there wouldn't be any room for the pebbles. Okay? The same is true for life. If you spend all your time and energy worrying about the sand and all the small stuff in your life, you're not going to have time for the things that are really important. So pay attention to those things. Play with your children. Take time to keep yourself in good health. Take your spouse out to dinner. Heck, even play another 18 holes of golf. But there'll always be time to tend to the sand. It all seems to fit. Now, I'm sure some of you are wondering, what's the liquid for, man?
Mama.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Mama.
Because no matter how full your life may get, there's always room for a couple of beers. It's applesauce or juice. It's apple juice.
I want to watch
So, to that, I'd like to say cheers to all the graduates. Congratulations. All right, now I would like to call Charlene back up. She has a few words.
Well, I, like Dan, had a unique opportunity. Alex, come on. It's been 7 years since I stepped foot for a semester
Who's
long
that?
teaching gig, and I got an opportunity to do that this semester. I have to tell you, when I found out that I was going to have to spend 14 hours on those particular days, I was not thrilled. However, the first night of class, this group of bright-faced, bright-eyed, energetic, give me more information people showed up, and I was hooked. Just like I had been back in 1992 when the first class that I taught. I could not, Alex and I, who helped me teach the class, couldn't have asked for a better group of people, honestly. We learned a lot from them. It was more like it was kind of a family. It was weird. We learned a lot from each other. We got on each other's nerves a lot. Yet we still managed to have fun along the way. I am humbled by the dedication and that you guys have exhibited, each one of you. And we both wish you well in your EMS career. And Alex and I only have one more request. Be the best EMTs that you can be. All right, Dan, stay. So EMTs, are you ready to cross the stage? Oh.
Sorry, we gotta get one more thing to try before we go move break.
Alex earlier in the semester somebody asked how durable the IV bags were. And quite honestly, they're actually pretty durable. And so Alex ran upstairs to get an IV bag to them, but they could handle it. He took one little whack on the table and all of the liquid happened to go to. He had to sit there the remainder of the class. So good catch, Jeffrey. I'm actually surprised you didn't get it. Okay. Okay.
So we're going to do the EMTs first.
If you guys would enter the stage left, or right? Your left.
Over there.
Over there. Cross the stage, and if you would pause just a second so the topic can get your picture with Alex, and I would appreciate it. Ready? Jeffrey M. Allison. I forgot to tell him to shake hands.
And he's in front of the tablecloth. Jason A. Anderson.
Jennifer A. Bowman.
Timothy R. Park.
Michael J. Loschel. Kevin Lukey.
Robert Manning.
Not little person. Little person stay out.
Infinity Beatty.